Welcome you all after the tea break.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Visible.
Fine, thank you. So now in live session we will see how to add a student. Okay, so now see the mail ID that I have used to create that particular classroom. I'm logging it in that particular mail ID. I'm clicking on the 9 dots and selecting the classroom. Yes, now you can see the classroom is visible in front of me. When I click on it, now I'll click on people. Okay, so right now I have given you a screen in which one name is added. Please see that you are not talking amongst yourself. Not side talking, please. Okay, so now here for an example, as a student I have selected cs.hislop. Is it visible to you? And in gray color it is mentioned invited. In gray color it is mentioned invited. Okay, now sorry, on cs.hislop I would have received an invitation as a student to join it. Okay, so now for student I have two options. One, through link that I'll share, and second, through code that I'll share. So I'll first demonstrate as a student. I'm clicking on it. This is the invitation link. If you want to share and join them through the link, you can copy this link and paste it on the either social media like WhatsApp group, or text them and they will join it directly. Or second option, you are sending this link to the email address that you are aware of. Suppose can I use anybody's email address so that he or she can show the joining right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Please just text that email address in the chat box. Please text the email address in the chat box so that as a student, okay, fine. Sangram sir has given his mail ID. I'm typing that mail ID here. The moment, okay, two more mail IDs I have received. So now when I'm typing it and it is proper without any error or mistake, so in search results it will show me this. Okay, if I want to add more, I'm copying it one more, and now I'm clicking on invite. So you I think one mistake is there. In Panur Sheik's email ID, it should be gmail.com.
gmail.com, ma'am.
Because otherwise it will give me an error. Okay. If I want to add more, yes. I am not sure whether I'm able to add yahoo.co.in. Just we'll have a try on it. It is showing no error, no results. So for using Google Classroom, we have that compulsory thing is we should have a email ID in Gmail. कुलकर्णी काका तुमचा जीमेलचा अकाउंट नंबर आहे का? तो असेल तर तो टाका. I hope you can understand कि यहाँ पे whenever you are entering it, you will check that it should not be any other than Gmail. Okay, so now I have 4 participants to work on it. I'm clicking on invite. These 4 participants have received an email. Please check your inbox. You can on your phone or laptop. While attending this session, you can switch over on your Gmail account and see. On my side, I have given the invitation to these people. When they accept it, their names will be in bold letters like this. So please visit your email IDs right now and just revert back by accepting the invitation. So now you are able to look that Sangram sir and Shrikant sir, they both have accepted it, and the moment they have accepted the invitation, their name has turned bold. So this is one way to join. I am aware of the link and they are send an invitation and then they have responded it. Second one, when I see the front screen here, you see this code. Okay, so this code, when individually you will go to the Google Classroom, either the app that you have installed on your mobile or to web browser, you will just click on join class, click on join class and paste this code there. Students, if they are shared with this code, they can join the class with this code. Okay, so I'll show you how to join this class with that particular code. I'll just use my another mail ID. When I'm using this another mail ID, I'm going to plus sign and I'm clicking on join class. Here I'll be pasting the code that has been received. So this is the code. I'm copying it from here because it is available for me on the same screen. But for you, it might be in the typed form. Here I'm putting, okay. And see in the corner, a join button is there. I'm clicking on join button. Now, again, I am going to the class. In the people section, you will see one more name as a student being joined. see. I hope you got it. So likewise, through code, and how many students have attached with your particular this thing class can be seen over here. I'm giving invitation to one more student. See, it will check it out. I'm giving invite. That person will check that particular mail and click on either accept or join, and that person will be able to join. So now 2 names are in gray form and rest are in bold. So bold indicates these students have accepted the invitation and they are the part of our class. Okay, suppose by mistake we have added a teacher or a student and we have to remove it. So now I'll work out with the things of removal. So here suppose this particular teacher needs to be removed. I can work on 3 options for a teacher. I can email, please mute yourself. I can email, I can remove, or I can make the particular class co-teacher as the primary teacher. So I'll remove this particular teacher. This particular teacher, when removed, cannot join the class unless she or he is invited, because we changed the class teachers. So it may be the thing for one class you have assigned some teacher, and after that particular session is over, you need to, or after the syllabus is over, you need to switch over that teacher to some another class. So you have to remove that teacher from the current class. So this is the method. I'm removing the teacher. That particular co-teacher is now not available in the list that I am able to view. Same is the case of the students. Suppose the students, I have given the invitation, but that particular student is not accepted, or I can say myself, I'll remove. I've added you, I don't want. So from my side, I can either remove it from here or temporarily suspend the student by clicking on mute, or I can email that particular student if any details are required. So I'm removing it. Now this student, I've selected 2 names. You can see that I have selected cs.hislop because that fellow is not accepted, and myself. So I'm clicking remove. Now these 2 particular students are removed from our list, and these are the 4 students that have accepted the invitation, and 1 student is awaited. That particular student, when accepts the invitation, the count will go to 5. So hope everyone has understood. Hope everyone has understood.
Yes, it's so far so good.
Okay.
It's very, very simple, very simply explained. I think is very useful. Thank you so much.
Okay, fine.
Hello.
Now, what? I'll just close it. Now, we have seen adding the teachers, removing the teachers. Now we'll start up with the classwork. For the classwork, what the syllabus is, we should be ready with it. What the topics are, that should be ready with it. So first we will create topic. I'm just putting the names of topic that we are working with. Suppose create Google Classroom. I'm adding it. So now in my classroom, under topics, you can see this particular topic is visible. I have not attached any lessons to it, but initially I have prepared a this thing. you will see I can add one more topic. I have not attached any classes to it nor any subtopics to it. Only I am in general I am preparing the topics from the syllabus that I am having. So suppose it is create Google form. This is the second topic. Next, suppose I create quiz. Now you will find the sequence of the topic is first you are able to view create quiz, then create Google form and create Google Classroom. But in sequence, it should go like first create Google form, Google Classroom, then Google form and then create quiz. So what I'll do, I'll shift the order. So now you can observe 3 dots here. If I click on move up, you will see this rearrangement of topics. So first create Google Classroom, then create Google form and then create quiz. So likewise my 3 topics I have prepared it and rearranged it. Hope everyone has got it. So likewise you can prepare the topics and be ready with it. Now how to create the study material. This is very, very important. I hope everyone has understood how to create the topics and rearrange them. Now, today I will share with you how to create the study material. Now, how to create the study material. First is click on create button. In the Google Classroom, that whatsoever is your class, go to classwork and click on create button. From this, the 4th option is available, that is material. Before assigning, before taking any test, we have to share the study material to the participants or students. So I'll click on material. Now a screen, before working online, my homework should be ready either on the paper or on the computer in a soft form. So what should be the title? Working with Google Classroom. Okay, if you require any description, you can post the description like here we will study how to make classes. Okay, now there are 2 options here. One, add from the link, or second, create. So first I'll share add from the link. You have ready with the material and how to arrange it or upload it. So first I'll click on add, and from here I'll select Google Drive. Okay, from the Google Drive, if the study material is already available on my drive, I can upload it. Suppose I can say, I guess I'll consider this as the study material and I am inserting it. So this particular study material that was ready on my Google Drive is attached. Now there are 3 options for this particular material. When I am getting the time, I am preparing it and saving it on the classroom. Second, I am preparing it and simultaneously I am posting it. Or third, I am scheduling it. So I am posting it right now. Now in the block next to it, here it is for BSc semester 1, because only one class is there. So here you need not have to select the class. By default it is selected. Then by default it shows no topic here. This study material belongs to which topic can be scheduled here. See now, out of these 3 topics that I have already created, this material can be allocated there. Suppose I am selecting create Google Classroom. If the things are not in the list and run time, you find that a particular topic can be added or it can be one of the subtopic, then I'll click on create topic. But right now I'm having that topic, so I'm clicking on create Google Classroom topic. Now if you want this material to be posted to all students, click on all students. Or if you want to share this material only to the limited students, you can deselect all students and just select the specific students. So only those number of students will be allocated with the material. So I'm selecting all students, and from the post option you will find here there are 3 options. One is post, that means I have created the study material right now and I'm distributing it to the students. Second, I'm preparing the material right now, but I am posting it after some time when it is required. And third one, it is I am saving it like a draft. I'm not posting it. I'm just preparing with the material when I'm getting the time. When I find, I'll post it. So right now I'm posting it. So now you will get the message material created. Now in the classwork section, you see that the working with classroom is the study material with the specific this icon and the date on which it is posted. If you want to make any changes in that material, you can edit it and do the changes. Suppose if you want to add one more file for that particular study material, I can add one more file from the Google Drive. Hope everyone is understanding. Suppose this is the study material that has to be added. So now my particular working with Google Classroom, and here we will study on how I have made the correction, how to make classes for all students on the topic create Google Classroom. I am saving it. Now it will ask for only save because earlier we have posted. So now the word posted has changed to edited. If it is sent to the students without making any changes, then it will be posted. But if you are posting it and then making the changes, you will get the message edited there with the timestamp. Okay. If it is not required, that I can delete it, or if it is required to reuse it, I can copy the link that I'll show you in the later sections. Now we'll see in the stream what I have communicated to the students. Here you will find Mamta Bhaiti 3 has posted a new material on the topic that with the title working with Google Classroom. Okay.
Ma'am,
so,
one question here.
Yeah.
One
Yes.
question.
Yes, sir.
Can we post a material? Can we post a material which is available in your computer itself? Is it necessary for you to post the material on the Google Drive?
Yes. No need to post on Google Drive. Directly you can select it. I'll show you. I'll demonstrate you that also. First, I am showing the option. If the contents are available on your Google Drive, somewhere you have uploaded earlier and you want to use it for your Google Classroom, how you can use it, that I am demonstrating first. I'll
Okay.
work on your option also in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now here you will see the material being posted for the and available for all the students that I have selected. So from your those participants who have registered as a student, in your login you will see this particular material being posted there. Okay, so now here you will see, if I click on it, see the details of it are available. If I want, I can add on a comment. Please go through the material, and I am posting it. So this is the comment given by a teacher to the student regarding the study material that has been provided. So now in this you can see on stream section where all the communication is working with respect to this study material, one class comment is there. I have made a class comment, please go through the material. But in response from students, when I get a comment in revert back, I'll be able to see it here. No class comments yet, why don't you start conversation? So there I'll see the list of comments available. Okay, now next is classwork.